Live from the district. 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 Live from the district.
So here at Live from the District, we thank you for watching. We thank you for sharing and subscribing to the show. And what we try to do is bring you Washington, D.C. in a way that you've never seen before. Interesting stories from interesting people. And today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got my brother in the building. He's an icon. He's a legend. He's one of the best to ever do it. Show your love right now for DJ KOOL.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to see you, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good.
All right, welcome to Live from the District, man.
Like right now, I feel like I'm with Donnie on the couch. Or something like this. Like
Donnie Simpson?
Yeah, man. It's like to that degree, this is what this feels like.
Oh, thank you.
I want to say this publicly. You are one of my favorites. You've always been one of my favorites.
Thank you.
All right, like for real.
I appreciate that, man. And you're one of my favorites as well.
Thank you.
So let's get into it. Let me tell you why you're one of my favorites, man. So before I came to D.C., before I came to Washington, D.C., like my career started in 1990 in Dallas, Texas. Okay. Dallas, Philadelphia, Chicago, Baltimore, D.C., San Francisco, back to D.C. That was been the path that I'd gone on in my career. When I first got to Dallas, there was a record that some of the DJs played, and it was you. And I was like, what is this song? What is this song? And to this day, I think it was DJ Smooth, from DJ Smooth with the VE. He was playing your record. And I was like, wait a minute, what is it? It was different than anything else. Dallas is a really southern city, of course, but it gets its cues from the West Coast. But this record that you had stuck out, and it was huge in Dallas, Texas. You probably know the record that I'm talking about. I don't know if it's What the Hell You Come In Here For.
Well, it depends on what year you're talking about.
Okay, if it was 1990, there was a song that was crazy in Dallas, and it was you.
Okay, well, let me kind of give you the DJ KOOL stuff in chronological order. Music Ain't Loud Enough was the first release, 1986.
Okay, that might have been it. Keep going.
What the Hell You Come? It was Music Ain't Loud Enough, Pump Up the Volume. 1987 was What the Hell You Come In Here For?
Okay.
1988, How Low Can You Go? 1990, Reggae Dance, and then we had a bunch of. Then the bigger songs came after that. 20-Minute Workout, I Got That Feeling, Clear My Throat, all of that.
Right. Okay. So it was probably What the Hell You Come In Here For? And then when I finally got to DC in 1995, then I was like, okay, this is the sound that I heard that just kind of was like, what's going on here with the music? And I finally had an opportunity to meet you and work with you in several different shows and kind of sit back and watch you do your thing, man. It's interesting. So there's so many different facets of your career that I want to talk about. One of the things is the energy of your shows, bruh. Oh my God. Thank you. Man, you're one of the best to ever do it on stage, and just to see the reaction from the crowd of how you're able to go into a venue and just take over the whole place and have everybody in a frenzy. Like, where did that all start from, man? Where did that all come from?
Ooh, let's take it back to probably 1975. My first musical influence as a DJ is a guy that's from here named Maniac McLeod. I seen him at a club called The Room, which is one of the clubs that I played at between the years of 82 to 86. But I seen Maniac there in 1975 when I was club hopping. To me, this was that was the first DJ I ever seen, oddly enough. And this guy was like the total entertainer behind a set of turntables. He had excellent mic game. All his mixes were seamless. And we talking before hip hop.
Right.
We're talking disco era.
Right. They had turntables, but did they have a mixer in?
Yes.
Okay.
We had what was that? Clubman 2.
It was like one of the first ones that Grandmaster Flash created, probably.
Way back.
2 channels.
The Clubman 2 mixer that they had in there, and 2 Technique 1800 turntables, which is where they got the platter, not to go too far off the track, but which is where they got the platter design for the Technique 1200 turntables. They come from the Technique 1800 turntable. So anyway, this dude, just incredible mic game, seamless mixes. This cat could set up him, you know, he done ran through 30 records. You still think he on the same record. And the dance floor is just going all night.
Right.
So I seen him and I'm like, man, that's what I want to be. So basically I studied him the way that I guess maybe Kobe studied Jordan, I guess you could say. He never had an opportunity to set me down and say, cool, you know, you do it like this, you do it like that. I just paid attention. I would listen to a lot of mixes that he would do, and I was like, okay, I heard him mix this with this, mix this with this. Back then we had Douglas Stereo, and then after that, The Wiz.
Okay.
And we would go get our records and whatnot. So I would go down
Nobody
there.
beats The Wiz.
Yes, indeed. But before that, it was Douglas Stereo. And then, you know, some other places, but Douglas was probably one of the prime locations that we got our records from. So I go down there and say, okay, last night Maniac played this and this. I need 2 copies of this, 2 copies of this. And I go home, work on that mix. Okay, I did it his way. Now I'm going to put the little DJ KOOL salt and pepper on it, and I'm going to do it my way. So the stuff that you hear me doing with the DJ/MC stuff that I do, that's Maniac McLeod.
Wow. Awesome.
He's incredible.
Story. Yeah, that's an awesome story, man. He's no longer with us.
No, he's here.
He's still alive?
Still around. He's not playing anymore.
Really?
I hate that.
I gotta meet this guy.
Yeah.
You gotta introduce.
Maniac McLeod.
Bring him to the radio station, bruh.
There you go.
Did he ever?
He's on WPFW.
Okay.
Along with James Funk.
Okay, he's on the funk. Okay, I gotta meet
Both
this guy.
of them he's incredible.
I gotta meet this
Next time
guy.
you talk to Funk, ask him about Maniac McLeod. So the thing with Maniac, as far as club DJs go in that particular era, it was him and everybody else.
So what were the hot records?
Back then?
Yes, what were the hot records?
God, man.
What was he playing? And then you said you went to the record store and you bought 2 copies of what?
This was the disco era, so I don't know, Instant Funk, Body Shine. It was another disco group called Opus 7, Bustle, had a song called Bustle. A lot of these records had these dope breaks.
Okay.
And whatnot, right? So the way that he would
Keeping
mix,
it hip hop.
yeah, but the way that he would mix, he would start the records off from the breaks, right? And work the breaks. Now, you know, that's keeping the dance floor hot.
Okay.
And then we bring it back to the beginning of the record, let it play to the break again, and then he mix out of the break into the next break.
Okay,
and the next
he's okay.
record.
So he's on some DJ KOOL Herc type stuff.
But with seamless mixes.
Okay.
Like the mixes were seamless. Like he'd be like, damn, that dude done ran through like 30 joints. And I'm still thinking I'm listening to the first joint he played. His mixes were just seamless.
Okay. Awesome. So now you decided you wanted to become a professional DJ and entertainer when?
Around that time, but I actually started in 1977. I was a mobile DJ for the first 2 years of my career. I was working with a group called called the Sound Service. So shout out to Dr., who's a dentist now, Dr. Ashton Greaves.
Okay.
Giving me that opportunity. I think Maniac must have told them about me, or they told Maniac about one way or the other. 1979, when I was still working with the Sound Service, a guy named Keith Jefferson seen me at an event that I was doing with the Sound Service. He was like, cool, you good enough to be playing in clubs. He said, I work at the Paragon 2, which used to be in Georgetown.
Okay.
On Wisconsin Avenue. He said, cool, you need to come to the Paragon 2 because I'm getting ready to leave there. You need to go and get that job. I went to the Paragon 2. I went and got that job. I was working there Fridays and Saturday nights. We had a very diverse crowd because it was in Georgetown. You know what I mean? I was making $50 a night.
Oh, wow.
Working Fridays and Saturdays from 9 to 2 in the morning. Paragon 2 closed in 1982. Maniac says, cool, you need to come to the room because you're the only one that can handle this club. And I'm going to explain to you what he meant by that in a moment. He said, you're the only one that can handle this club. I'm going to the Ibex. I go down to the room. This was
Georgia Avenue, Missouri.
I go down to the room. The room was 12th and New York Avenue, Northwest, right downtown. I got down there in December of 1982. Started playing at the room. And mind you, the room wasn't, it might have been the size of this room here. 250, maybe 300 people can fit in this place. We was packing maybe 600 people in there. I was working there 6 nights a week, Tuesday through
6 nights.
6 nights a week.
Good God!
Right? 6 nights a week.
4-hour sets, 2-hour sets.
No. We're gonna get into that part right now.
Good God!
So 6 nights a week, Tuesday through Sunday. Tuesday through Thursday and Sunday, I work from 9 to 2. Fridays and Saturdays, I work from 9 to 6 a.m.
Wow.
Back then, there was no such thing as an opening and closing DJ. If you worked at a club, you worked there from opening to closing.
Wow.
I did the room for 4 years, from 1982 to 1986. The room closed in 86.
Now, at this point, this is almost at the same time, because I'm paying attention, that you made your first record.
Right.
So how did that happen, man? What made you decide, the DJ thing is cool, but I want to start making records?
Well, initially, my whole thing was I want to be a DJ to use that as a stepping stone or a segue or what have you into becoming an artist. And I tell people all the time, if it wasn't for hip hop, I would have wound up probably being a keyboard player for Trouble Funk or something like that. No, really, because
shout out to Big Tony.
Exactly. My dream, I wanted to play keyboards for Parliament Funkadelic. I wanted to play with Bernie Worrell.
Okay.
Who is the greatest keyboard player in the history
absolutely.
of keyboard players.
Shout out to Mr. Clinton, too.
Non-debatable fact. I'm saying
exactly.
that. But then hip hop comes along, and we'll get into that part in a moment. But there was a guy who was a what did he do? He was a record he wasn't an executive. He was a record. He promoted records for different labels. He was a what do we want to call the guys that would bring the records around to us?
Promo?
Well, let's say he was a promo guy.
Okay.
And he would come to different clubs with a stack of records. All right, cool. Here's your records for this week from this label, that label, blah, blah, blah. His name was Deke DeBerry. He's passed on now. And while he was coming to the room, and he said, cool, I want you to come to the studio and do a mix on a group that I have. He had an R&B group at the time that was signed to his label called Creative Funk Music, called 0 Hour. So while I'm in there helping the engineer with the mix, he's like, cool, you ever thought about making records? I was like, sure. He said, well, I'm going to give you an opportunity to make records. Bet. So I'm all hyped up. And believe it or not, I dreamt the whole song. The music ain't loud enough. Every sample, every lyric, the whole song. I came in the next day.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Stop right there.
It was a dream, and I promise you that.
Cool.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold up. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
This happened to another man. Dr. Ben Carson. The great surgeon. This is the same exact story, bruh. He had a dream. He said that somebody came and spoke to him in his dream and told him to do X, Y, Z, and he became a surgeon.
Things happen.
Crazy.
They happen, believe
this
it
shows
or
you.
not.
I think this is significant because I think that what happens is for us as human beings, like when we go to sleep and we're resting and we're not doing all these different things, our subconscious mind is conspiring to give us exactly what we want. And that is a quote from the book, The Alchemist, of course. But that's amazing to me that you were in a dream state and something spoke to you and then you did it and we're here today. That's crazy to me.
I mean,
bro.
every
That's
sample,
manifestation.
Yes.
That is
exactly.
manifestation too.
Every sample, every lyric, the whole arrangement, everything. And I came to the studio the very next day. I had a handful of records, and we chopped up all the samples. I was using probably one of the first samplers. It was called the Emulator by Emu Systems.
Okay.
And we chopped up all the samples, and I said, all right, I want to loop from this record. I looped the go-go part of the record that you heard. That loop was from a song by EU called The Cabbage Patch.
Okay.
If you listen to the intro of The Cabbage Patch, it's that
Shout out to Sugar Bear.
Yes, you know what I mean? It's the first 2 bars, the little bomb that you heard, that's a Trouble Funk sample. There's some other Trouble Funk samples in there. Kicks and snares from different hip-hop records to pump up the volume. That's from Eric B. and Rakim.
Right.
A bunch of different hip-hop and go-go samples. And so I always wanted my sound to be like a hybrid sound because just like I said, or just like I tell people all the time.
Why did you include the hip hop in there? I'm just curious.
Because half of me is hip hop and half of me is go-go.
Obviously.
That's it. That's it. So there you go. You had The Music Ain't Loud Enough, and that was the DJ Kool production style. So then you mentioned earlier about songs like What the Hell You Come In Here For? Same thing. My style is mixing go-go with hip-hop, and I do that purposely is because I want people to know, first and foremost, I am from Washington, D.C. That's why every time you see me rocking these Nat Fitteds. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm repping where I'm from, and I'm proud of that.
Right. Awesome. Great story. Okay, so you had the idea to put these samples together, and you put the record out. Mm-hmm. The first record, was it a hit in D.C.?
Yes,
because it was a hit in other places, my brother.
Yes, it was. It was. We were getting airplay.
Who played it? Name the stations. We ain't on no station.
Well, WPGC, WKYS. That was hot here at the time. Mm-hmm. HUR touched on it a little bit because they had a different format back then, but they did play certain records that I guess kind of broke through, so to speak.
Right.
WHUR. We got Love in Baltimore, and then it just started spreading out. Richmond. And just it started out as a regional record that eventually broke national. We hit the Billboard charts with that record. I cannot remember the chart position right now because it was a long time ago, but yes. So it did eventually go national.
If that's correct, and I believe you, that would mean that it's either between you and Sugar Bear and EU had the first go-go record or go-go record that had a go-go aesthetic, a part of it, to go national then. Am I right about that?
Music Ain't Loud Enough was first hip-hop record that had a go-go element to it.
Right.
It came out of this area that did go national. You're absolutely correct.
Oh, congratulations. That's Black History right there.
There you go. Happy Black History Month.
Exactly.
So, and then after me, as far as the hip-hop side coming out of here, you got people like DC Scorpio, Stinky Dink, all of these cats. But see, I broke all of their records. Mm-hmm. I broke all of the early go-go records because at that time, I guess DJ Kool was a prominent club DJ because after my stint at the Room, when it closed in 82, all right, Kool, we want you to come to the Classics on Monday night. Shout out to Greg Diggs. He was there before I got there.
Greg Diggs, Camp Springs, Maryland.
There you go. One of my favorites as well. Greg Diggs was running a
Do you know how many
program.
girls I've met, man? Do you know how many of my girlfriends I met at the class? You know what? Let me stop, man. Let me stop.
So Greg Diggs was running a different program musically than I was. Greg Diggs had more of the bougie clientele, so he's playing a lot of R&B, a lot of club and stuff like that.
Right.
When I came in, I brought the hood with me. See, before I came... Before I came,
Bus, he said, I brought the hood with me.
I brought the hood with me, man.
He meant that shit.
That's my crowd. I'm saying it with my chest. And that goes back to what Maniac was saying earlier about you the only person that can handle this crowd because the Room had a very urban clientele, right? So by the time I got to the Classics, I'm playing hip hop, I'm playing go-go, reggae, this and that. I got all the drug boys in the building. You know what I mean? So what they had to do, they had to actually change the dress code because you had to be suited and booted, so to speak, to go in the Classics before I got there. Mm-hmm. Because just like I said, they were doing the bougie thing. When I come, now they calling it Come As You Are Night.
Right.
All the drug boys, all the... these dudes was in the streets back then. It was public knowledge. Shout out to Dixon.
Okay.
All of these cats. So
Piano Keys.
You know what I mean? So that's where I pretty much first met a lot of those guys.
Okay.
Following me. So like every club that I had an opportunity to play at after the Classics. Next thing you know, I'm going to Triples. I'm at the Ibex. I'm at the East Side. I'm at all these places, but everywhere I go, I got all these people following me. The Classics thing got crazy. I'm sorry, because the Classics thing got crazy because I built such a large clientele there. One night, the guy that was managing the club at the time, shout out to George, who I have not seen in many years, He says, cool. He said, man, you got so many people coming to this club. He said they had to build an extra parking lot down the street with a shuttle bus.
Okay, over there by the
Allentown Road. By
Allentown Road over there by the is that by the U-Haul?
Yes.
The U-Haul joint. Where
He said, cool. He said they had to build that because of yo ass. I'm like, get out of here. I left the Classics. I went to Triples. Classics start doing this. And the Triples on Sunday nights was crazy. Everybody's following DJ KOOL around. I felt like the damn Pied Piper or something crazy like that. So, and that was back in a time whereas people were coming to the clubs for the DJs. After I stopped playing in these clubs, probably around 96, 97, a lot of the promoters that came in, they took that power away from the DJs. And maybe by then I was gone anyway. I wouldn't have let it happen to me. But they took the power away from the DJs and they were saying things like, we're going to make the club the star. For real? So what happens if the DJ is up there playing, it's 1 o'clock, club is jam-packed, and he just take the needle off the record, take his records and leave? Are people still going to stay? There's no entertainment here. What are you talking about? The club is the star. You know what I'm saying? The DJ is the damn star up in here.
Right, exactly.
The DJ is the one that's pumping, that's pushing that dance floor. The DJ is the one that's running these people back and forth to your bar. If you have food in there, the DJ is the person that's running people back and forth to give, this and that. The DJ is controlling this whole situation in here. You take him out of there, you ain't got nothing. You might as well be in McDonald's or something like, you know what I mean?
So are you disappointed with the club scene now then?
Yes.
Because it's totally different than totally different. Go ahead, speak on that.
That's why KOOL don't want to play in no clubs no more. They've we were talking about this earlier off camera. It's not a club anymore, it's a lounge. You've taken the dance floor away, VIP bottle service, everybody smoking hookahs and God knows what's in that. Everybody's on their phones. What are we doing? As a matter of fact, why do you even have a DJ here? Why aren't you just playing Pandora or something? Save a lot of money that way.
Right. Who's to blame?
The promoters.
And the club owners?
And the club owners. And a lot of the DJs that conform to that. I've been preaching for a lot of years, like certain guys in this area. Champ, you should be making X amount of dollars a night because of who you are. And they hear me, but they're not hearing me. You know what I mean? I'm like, y'all letting these people control y'all. Then you got the, God bless them, but you got the little $50 DJs coming in. It's like a $5 haircut.
Undercutting everybody.
I mean, exactly. And I try to tell these guys, I say, you can't let them in. I say, I'm not mad at them getting in, but it's not your turn yet. You have to earn that.
So I don't think that people understand, like, listen, when we're talking about DJ KOOL Records, it's not just, DC, East Coast. I mean, they play Let Me Clear My Throat worldwide. I mean, at basketball games, at different events, football games, sporting events, man, all over the world. So you have done your part. Every time that record gets played at a basketball game, you see it on TV or you hear it at the game. There is some money going in your pocket.
Cha-ching definitely does happen every time
that record
a situation like that comes across. Yes, thank God. So thank God for my management, Big Block Entertainment, Walt Reeder Jr. He is responsible for setting me up for situations to occur. Result of the Holy Spirit's blessings, and I say that to say this. One night I'm playing in a club in Richmond, Virginia called Ivory's. Shout out to the owner or the former owner, Steve Branch. I had been playing in there for probably about a year at this time. I started at Ivory's in 1992. I had a Tuesday night, college night situation that was incredible. So I'm playing the 900 number, and I would always use that as a segue record.
R.I.P. Mark 45
yes,
King.
Indeed, who I've never met, and I only spoke to him one time over the phone. But anyway, so this particular night, I'm playing this record. I was getting ready to say something on the mic. Something got caught in my throat. I don't know what it was to this day. And I just arbitrarily said, Let Me Clear My Throat, which is a Beastie Boys line, just to kind of play off the fact, right? Trying to play off the fact that I was up there dying. You know what I mean? So I just kept going with it. And I don't know, I guess the spontaneity of everything that was going on with everything else that I said, have mercy, babe, I hope you don't mind. That's what I call a Chuck Brown-ism. That sounds like something that Chuck would say.
Right.
So we recorded 20-minute workout live at Ivory's because people were coming up to me, Cool, you going to clear your throat tonight? You going to clear your throat? Like the weeks after that, I'm like, what the hell is you talking about? Oh, that foolishness that I was doing last week. Yeah, why not? So when it was time to record 20-minute workout, I recorded that, and then I put a snippet of what became Clear My Throat at the end of it because, once again, somehow or another, I was using the 900 number as a segue record. So 20-minute workout was like in my go-go set. I'd go, hold up, wait a minute, then drop 900 number and shift gears and go into my hip-hop set.
Okay, transition record.
You know what I'm saying? It was a transitional record for me. So we recorded it. The record came out, and I got a call from a guy that used to be on air in Philly, was working at a station called Power 99, I think it was. His name was Don Mystic Mac.
Okay, Don Mystic Mac.
So he says, Cool, you got everybody in Philly going off on this go-go stuff with that 20-minute workout record. He say, but they really going off on whatever you doing over the 900 number, talking about let me clear my throat and this and that. He said, you need to come to Philly.
Bahama
But
Bank.
before that, he asked me to come to, you know how they have the radio station, had these big shows and all.
Yeah,
the
Powerhouse.
artists. Right. So I went to Powerhouse, and I'm out in the audience. So shout out to DJ Rand. He was the DJ that was
DJ
playing for
Rand, the
intermission.
homie.
Okay, there you go.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Wow,
So he's
wow. You said DJ Rand.
All right. So
Bill, where's my phone at? Yo, look at my phone. Call DJ Rand right now.
I have not spoken to him in years.
Me neither, man. He got out the game. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh, really? So anyway, so he's doing the intermission and he's rocking. So he dropped the snippet of Clear My Throat. Now, the place is what, like 16,000 people in this arena. Everybody up and they bugging. And my DJ at the time, shout out to DJ 20, he's looking around. I'm looking around. I'm like, man, what in the hell is going on? I was like, once again, a little light bulb went off.
Right.
I say, so let me go home and now make this a song. Did that, came back. My manager, Walt Jr., called me, Cool, I got a gig for you up here at this place called Bahama Bay. I'm like,
Bahama Bay.
all right. So this was an outdoor event. They had this big beach party. So they took the parking lot and essentially turned it into a beach. They brought all the sand in.
Okay, they did the Mark Barnes.
Volleyball nets. Right, the Mark Barnes.
They did the Mark Barnes.
It
move.
was crazy. They said they had over 5,000 people out there. No one knew that we were about to record this song. I just told my guy that was in the back with the mobile setup, I said, yo, when I say hit me with the horns 20, press play record. Well, actually, I did a count off and then play record. Hit me with the horns 20. So basically, he was recording our live performance. Once again, no one knew that we were recording this record.
So this was a live record, like
live,
like a go-go,
right?
Like go-go records that get recorded in the go-go, and then they put them out, and we hear them on the radio. So you did the same thing, which is amazing.
That's where I got the whole idea from go-go.
Yeah, but it's crazy because nobody does that in hip hop.
The only time they did do was possibly Run DMC live at the Fun House.
Back in the day, but yeah. That's way back though. But wow.
But I got that from go-go. So shout out to Trouble Funk for that. And Rio Edwards. He's the one that told me how to do live recording. So let me rewind the tape just a little bit. 20-minute workout was my first live recording that I did at Ivory's. I had 2 copies of Dougie Fresh, I'm Getting Ready. Cutting the record back and forth. I got the mic in front of me just like this right now. And I'm just doing the routine. I've been doing this routine down there for a year. Everybody knows everything that I'm doing. It's a call and response routine.
Right.
You know, when I say this, you say that type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing live recordings since '94. So once again, we do the live record in Philly. The record comes out and just boom. It came out on an independent label out of Baltimore called CLR Records. Shout out to a guy, Steve Janis. That was the guy that ran that label. That record sold 480 something thousand independently.
That's a lot of records.
Independently, right? In '96, we got picked up by American Records. Shout out Rick Rubin. The record went gold in 2 months.
Okay, now
After
hold
being
on.
on American. I'm
you
sorry,
said,
go ahead.
You said Rick Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
You just glossed over his name like does Rick Rubin like it's like come on, man.
Well, I'm trying to keep the ball rolling.
Come
You know what I
on,
mean?
man.
But yeah,
Come on,
Rick
man.
Rubin from Def Jam.
Def Jam, man. One of
Yes,
the
indeed.
first hip hop label ever, man. I mean, this guy, I got his book. I just ordered his book the other day, The Creatives, man. Rick Rubin is
Incredible.
He's the GOAT, man.
They give us LL Cool J, Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
So I signed with them. The record went gold in 2 weeks. Shortly after that, we crossed over pop. We was, I think, number 3 on the pop radio charts or something. It was crazy.
Not to interrupt you, but now it's disconnecting. Wait a minute. See, Rick Rubin has always been a fan of Go-Go. He was sampling Go-Go with LL Cool J records. So he already knew,
yeah.
and he already knew the DC vibe when you brought him that record.
Well, I think he came and found me because remember, just like I said, that record was moving around.
Right.
And once
But he
again,
understood the vibe.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? So I guess he said, well, let me get that because I think I can take it a little bit further than they can. So, thank God for that situation. Let Me Clear My Throat went platinum recently. It went platinum back in October.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a story behind that as well. We were supposed to go platinum back in the late 90s. But 1997 came and I got caught up in some, what I like to call label bureaucracy, for lack of a better term. The label, American Records, and our distributor for the label, Warner Brothers, they broke up. Rick wanted to take me to Def Jam with him. And Warner was like, nah, we're going to keep DJ Kool. Here I am. I got a gold record. I'm like, Warner Brothers, gold record? That makes sense.
Right.
All they're going to do is put their hand on my back. We'll be platinum, da-da-da. Didn't happen like that. They set me on the shelf. I was set on the shelf from 1997 to 2003.
Wow.
And I had crazy records that I could have released.
And you could, so that, did that mean that you couldn't release any, you couldn't produce and release?
Nothing. I could produce, I could make this many records if I wanted, but I couldn't put anything out.
Wow. How many years was that?
6 years. 2000, 97 to 2003, 6, 7 years, something like that.
That's crazy.
Just sitting there. But thank God, DJ Kool can DJ a little bit. And DJ Kool got a couple of records out that people still like.
Absolutely.
So I'm able to continue working.
And the live shows, that's where the real money is anyway.
So I was like, well, Lord, what we going to do now? He said, man, just keep on working. I got you. Fast forward to 2000, fast forward to last year. No, fast forward to 2022. I was asked to do an event at the RIAA headquarters here in DC.
on F Street across from Zara. Okay.
And I was there doing the event there.
You got a plaque in that joint, don't you?
Yes, already, yes.
Yeah, you got
the gold plaque is there.
Yeah, you got the gold. Yeah, you got a gold plaque in there.
So I'm talking to some of the, what I like to call the big wigs there, and about my situation. And they said, well, Kool, you have a huge record. He says, as a matter of fact, your record is bigger now than it was back then because of streaming.
Right.
Remember, we didn't have streaming in the late 90s. Streaming has been in existence, 15 years or so, I would imagine, give or take. So they said, we're going to do an investigation. And I guess they did their audit thing, so they had to get in contact with American, Warner, I think Sony. I had to look in their books too. And so I got a call back in October on a Thursday morning. A buddy of mine was like, Kool, your record done went platinum. I'm like, what you talking about? I said, man, where you see that? I said, it's on the RIAA website. I go to the website and I see it, but I see that the certification happened the day before that he told me about it. So I go look at my Wednesday emails and it's right there. Congratulations, DJ Kool, you're certified platinum by RIAA.
Congratulations,
Thank
man.
you.
So platinum is record sales.
Yes.
But then there's the streaming system, not to go too deep into it.
No, we can go deep. I ain't got nowhere to go. We here.
But so the streaming numbers were larger than the actual physical record sales?
I would think that's a good question, Easy. I'm not sure mathematically how that works out. But once again, the record sales were from, let's say, 96 to 97. Or maybe, let's say, 96 to 2003. Let's mark it there. The streaming numbers are crazy by now.
Okay. So this record, again, played basketball games, football games. There's money coming in from all of that. You can't play this record in any of these movies or television shows without DJ Kool getting the bag. So I love that. I love that. You also made another version of this record. You put Biz Markie on this record. Let's RIP to our brother. And talk about how Biz got on that record with you. And also Dougie Fresh was on there too.
They are my brothers. And so at this time, it's time for me to do the video. And I think it's time to do a remix. So we're going to make the video version essentially the remix version as well. So remember how I told you about the fact that we did the first version live. We also did the audio for the video live, which nobody does, because technically what you're going to do when it's time to do this video, okay, here's the track, and this is what we're going to shoot the video
and you're going to lip sync over on the top.
But no, DJ Kool doesn't do it that way.
Kool doesn't do it that way.
I told the video director, I said, listen, man. He said, well, where's the track? I said, we're getting ready to do the track in a minute. He said, what are you talking about? I said, we're going to record this live. He was like, what? I say, look, all you got to do is keep that camera focused on us and keep it rolling. I say, we got this. So essentially, you're recording the live performance.
Right.
After that, we'll get all the B-roll stuff and the cutaway stuff from after we get the first pass in the can, and you got your playback right there. He said, what? I said, yeah, that's what we doing, and that's how we doing it. He was like, okay. So here come Biz and Dougie. They don't know what, they know that they're doing a video. All right, cool, what we doing? I say, Biz, I need 8 bars from you. Dougie, I need 8 bars from you. So the performances that you hear Biz and Dougie doing on that record are freestyle.
Wow.
Freestyle. Everybody, well, I knew, the record. I knew my arrangement and everything, me and my DJ. Even, once again, he's playing these samples live because we're using Kool and the Gang, right? That's the Hollywood Swing, and that's the intro. Then we're using a part of the 900 number, but we're also using the song Sing Sing by Gaz. Boom, boom, boom. Right? That comes from that record. We did the
They play a lot in the Baltimore.
Exactly.
It's a basis.
Disco record.
Yeah, it's basis for Baltimore club. Okay.
So I
Shout out to
well,
DJ Gemini.
One of my favorites as well. So yeah, he's back there playing everything off of the sampler. They're recording everything. I told Biz and Dougie, so I'm gonna lead you in and I'm gonna lead you out. And all the way live from New York City, Mr. Bismarck, grab a mic, get busy. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Freestyles. You know what I'm saying? Dougie Fresh, my mellow, my man. Old school hip hop stuff. Get on the mic and do the best you can. Dougie comes in doing the Wizard of Oz. Oh, crowd. Oh, and then he break down doing the beatbox. And then he goes into this 8-bar rhyme. And then I bring the hook back. And then we put 2 fingers in the air. Now me and Dougie are freestyling. Tupac had just died the week before. So the part when you hear him talking about put 2 fingers in the air, that's Dougie, you know what I'm saying? Giving props and, and rest in peace and everything to Pac. So me and him going back and forth. When I say 2, you say Pac, 2, Pac, 2, Pac. Then I come back. Y'all tired yet? Y'all ready to quit? Like, we bouncing off of
call
one
and
another,
response.
bounce off the crowd.
Go, call and response.
Yeah.
And hip hop too. That's crazy.
But Let me tell you another story about Clear My Throat with the original recording that nobody knows about.
Oh, real? Hold on. Exclusive. Live from the district.
All right.
Exclusive.
Somebody ring a bell or something. But anyway, and I didn't know this until years later. So I'm looking at my numbers on YouTube, and it says, Eat My Pee 2050. I had a time signature or time stamp or whatever on it, 2:15. I'm like, what? So I'm playing the video, and I wait till it gets to 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the video. When I say freeze, right before I go into the little routine with all the ladies in the place.
All the ladies in the place.
But before that, you hear this girl say, "Eat my pee," way out in the crowd, and this was on the record. And nobody never heard this. So mind you, this was playing over the air for years.
Is it still on the record?
No. They caught that. They caught that.
I'm about to say, oh my God.
Now, I don't know who that girl was. I don't know what she looked like. But I probably would have entertained her if she was to my liking, if I would have seen her. But no, that actually happened. So that's how live that record was. That lets you know that was an actual live recording. Like when you hear me in the original recording talking about I need more music in the monitors, well, that's exactly what was going on at the time. My monitors, my wedges was a little funky, so I'm talking to my sound guy. So that lets you know those records was done live on the spot, what I like to call the go-go way. So shout out to Rio Edwards and Trouble Funk for that particular way of recording for me.
Incredible stories, man. Incredible. Thank you. Before we wrap up, man, what's going on next with Kool?
We have to actually wrap up. This is Easy Street, y'all. Like, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I didn't get Donnie on the couch, so I got Easy, and I think that's my equivalent. So, yeah. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
So what's next for you, man? More records? We're going to hear more records. What are we doing? And we know you're out there doing your thing, DJing all over the country, traveling all over the world, because I see you at, man, you just got off tour, Detroit, Chicago. You was just on tour last year. I see you out there, man.
We did actually 2022, we did the New Edition tour. I did the Culture tour, did the whole tour. I was the DJ and the tour DJ and the host. That was incredible. That was incredible because now I could make the arena a club.
Right.
And a lot of DJs, and this is no knock on anybody because it's just the fact I don't think a lot of DJs could handle a situation like that because it could be very overwhelming being in such a big space. You know what I mean? So for me, when I first did it, I was like, okay, this place is big, but it's just a big ass club to me.
Right, exactly.
I've been in big clubs before. This is probably the biggest club, but it's a big ass club to me.
Right.
So I said the whole time that I'm playing, it's gonna be DJ Kool. We gonna party. This is not time to go get popcorn.
Right.
Or anything like that. We gonna party. Michael Bivens, shout out to him.
Good dude, man.
He come up to me, he say, Kool. These are some of the things that some of the New Edition members were saying to me during the tour. One night, Michael Bivens say, Kool, I could tell when you come on because the place starts shaking. I say, that's what you bought me for here, ain't it?
Right.
To shake this damn thing up, to keep this ball rolling until, I bring y'all on. Ricky Bell, who don't really say nothing to nobody.
Right.
He just, very reserved type cat. I never forget this one night after the show, that joker got directly in front of me and put his hands on both of my shoulders and say, man, thank you for being out here with us. So I'm like, what? This is Ricky Bell telling me this? He said, man, let me tell you something. He said, when you bring us on, he said, it sound like you about to introduce Jesus coming on the stage or something, or sound like the WWF or something, you know what I mean? I said, well, this is y'all's tour. Y'all deserve it. This is what's supposed to happen.
Right.
And he said, other than that, man, like you really making this a party. Like, he said, as a matter of fact, you making it hard for us to come on here every night after you. I said, well, that's why I'm here, man. I'm not going to be in here playing.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? People come to see New Edition. They come to see Jodeci. At the time, come to see Charlie Wilson. People want to have a good time. I'm not going to let you go get no popcorn and no soda. Nothing. When I'm on, we going to get it in for real.
Right. Especially the fact that you representing Washington, D.C.
All day.
Let them know.
Damn day. You know what I mean? I had Big Boy when we was on the West Coast and did that show. We did this after party. I'll never forget it. I came through the door and Big Boy, right? From
Outkast?
No.
Big Boy
the
for
air
the
personality.
Power. Okay, from the
Yes.
radio station. That Big
He
Boy.
said, "Cool." He said, so he knows me as an artist. He's never seen me DJ. He said, "Nigga, you out here playing West Coast music better than these West Coast dudes." I said, "Well, I done DJ'd on the West Coast before. I know what y'all looking for." You know what I mean?
Right.
So just thank God, just having the ability and the foresight to be able to shift gears as you go to the different regions that I went to every night. So I know that I'm in New York. You got to give him that Biggie, Nas, this and that. You know what I mean? Give him that East Coast bounce. But you can't do that in Memphis.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got to give him that. You can't do that in Chicago. You got to go house music on them. And so I was able, thank God, I was able to shift gears to wherever region that I was into, you know, to hit that audience.
Well, man, hey, we appreciate you. God bless you and your work.
Thank you.
Never stop, man.
You can't.
Never stop, man.
You can't. I'm going out like Chuck. I'm riding this all the way out until God say, all right, I'm ready for you to come home now. That's where I'm at. As a matter of fact, everything that I'm doing now, I'm not doing it for me anymore. I'm doing it for my daughter.
Beautiful.
I'm a proud father.
Congratulations, man. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right. DJ KOOL, the legend, the legendary DJ KOOL on Live from the District. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with everybody, okay? We'll see you next time. Peace.
Live from the district. Live from the district. Live